Welcome everybody to another funded trader of Trade the Pool. Today, special guest Terry is with me. How's it going, buddy?
I'm good.
Doing good. All righty. The interview today is a bit more special than the usual one because Terry been with us for a long time. Did a couple of attempts in the evaluation, passed some of them, became a funded trader, made money, blew the account, and now is again a funded trader. So we'll talk about that. It's super important for you guys at home to listen very carefully to understand how and what's the process of passing the evaluation, but also keeping your funded account. So Terry, let's dive into that. How many attempts do you remember? How many times you took the evaluation?
It's funny too. Before I had the capital, it was like I thought that was all I needed, but I think I went through like probably 7 or 8 funders.
What's the difference between the one that you passed compared to the others that failed?
Even with the ones like because I think I failed like 4 before I finally got funded. Even with that, I feel like I just really tried to zone in on just like a couple things and like really just try to focus. But like at the same time, like, even when I lost those fundeds and came back, it was like I couldn't get funded again. I just, honestly, I feel like that came down to just not focused on the right thing, focused on the wrong things, just focused on the money, honestly. And that's just like, it's just not the best place to be.
No doubt, especially when it comes to trading, you got to focus on the right execution, the right risk management, and not just money-wise. Otherwise, you're like the focus goes to a different place, not the right place in most cases.
Yeah.
So you passed the evaluation. You did a few attempts. You passed the evaluation. You got funded. There was any difference between the evaluation to the funded phase?
The eval, I feel like I feel like a human, just like an inherent part of being human. When you're in the eval, if you have the skills and you have edge, I feel like even in the eval, to some extent, you just really just trying to get funded because you think like, once I'm funded, then I can do everything I'm supposed to do. Like, especially once you like, you have edge and it'll be like maybe edge drives up on the day, it hit that time where it's like, I could stay here for the rest of the day and I might see a setup or two, but I'm probably just gonna run into some lower quality things that I could define as edge, but is it really worth it? Even if I come in lower size, like I feel like I'm not trying to overthink it, but when it comes to trading, I feel like I don't want to say less is more, but it just comes to like I don't know, just some things are just if you have edge, I feel like it's a whole other side to it than just having the edge. It's like a side of you that is just like to some point, to some extent, you got to conquer yourself. It's like, because in the moment, you're your only boss. Well, unless you have a firm, but other than that, it's like you're your own boss at the end of the day, and it's like, good or bad, when you go through the, writing down what happened, what went wrong, you have to like, yeah, I did this. It's like you got to grade yourself on that, and it's and you can't really hide from it. You got to be, you can't just. In the moment, what it was, but
yeah, that's definitely in this game of trading, because you're in most cases trade by yourself. You gotta be prepared to also analyze yourself and go through the full process, understanding what happened and what went wrong.
Exactly. Yeah.
Interesting. So I'll share your dashboard to show the guys at home just how it looks like. For those of you not familiar with it, so each trader will get his own dashboard with his own stats, and basically just so you can track your progress in the evaluation. You also get that, of course, once you get in funded. So this is it. You basically traded on the mini buying power. That's $20,000 buying power to trade with. Enough capital to trade with, passing the PDT rule. So basically bypassing the PDT rule. So even though it's 20, because you're trading of a chunk of our pool, you don't need to worry about that. That's a huge benefit, right?
Exactly, yeah.
And you need to make 20 trades. You did that easily. the biggest trade or the best trade cannot, the best profit cannot exceed 30% of the total. You did that as well, and you reach the goal, the 1800. So you're risking, you have a max loss of 900, and you need to make 2 times that. I'm looking at your trades. You got a bunch of them here. Most of them are sell, right? So short, penny stocks. This is something very common for all of our traders. Maybe not all, but a lot of our traders doing exactly that, shorting those penny stocks. I'm guessing you're doing the same, looking for that pump and then the dump. How do you go about it?
I got like a lot of setups for short side, like overextended open short. I got bounce shorts. I got like some where like I don't really like those trying to call the high of the day, especially on like first day runners. But it's edge in there. But I feel like those are like much more. I don't want to say exhausting, but they're definitely not the easier ones to nail. And like really all of those trades for this account were really all the same setup, which is like not what I did in all my past accounts. Like I've traded in those accounts, but it was always like experimental this or stuff I didn't have no edge in, or like now I got capital and I can let me see what I can do. It really is just like you hear it all the time, like zone in on that one or two setups, but it's just like I feel like this is really my easy money trade. It's just a bounce short, so whatever gappers on the day, whenever they it varies, but it's just like really with this setup is just like the bounce short. I'm looking for like a move lower and then some type of bulls try to come in and rebound it, but it's weak. You can look at the price action, see it's weak volume, and then really I'm just shorting that bounce. And those are just so excellent for me because it's just like you can clearly define the risk, like especially if you get like a nice wick or or they do it under VWAP. It's just like you can just risk off a VWAP break, and then depending on the context, you can catch like some real nice ones on like a lot of these where it presents, like even LGVN. Yesterday, it was just like it made like 4 of them, and it was just like short the bounce here, then you get that, and you could just hold them, but maybe you could. But anyway, but you could just hold them, but it's just really I see the bounce short as just like a single. It's an easy money trade. You come in, you execute on it. You don't want to ask it for too much, but you wouldn't necessarily be asking, or you wouldn't necessarily be trying to squeeze water out of a rock if you're thinking it could keep fading, because some can keep fading. It just depends on like the time of day. Usually like the morning, you catch one in the morning, you give it to like noon, because around noon that's when you get some type of reversals and the change of hands and who's in control. But yeah,
I can relate to that, especially yesterday I took NVIDIA to the downside. Held it pretty nicely, but eventually, it went down even much more than what I made. So I can relate to that. But this is part of the game, right?
Most definitely, yeah.
You got to take yours when it presented. So that's great, Terrell. First, again, thanks so much for coming to this interview.
Thank you.
And best of luck. Hopefully we'll do another interview when you get your check
for sure
in the mail, and we'll be in touch. Thank you guys at home. Come check us out, traderpool.com. Bye.